Fire Escape Academy Inspector Training video. Here we are in St. Louis, Missouri, and we're looking at fire escapes. We got those over there on a factory, these here, and these over here. And we're actually going to go take a look at this other fire escape down there that looks like a spiral staircase down there, but we'll look at that in a second. But let's take a look at what we find. Must be structurally sound, must be kept painted. And a lot of times these old factories, they're not in use anymore, but there's still some activity in them. And one of the things you're looking for must be structurally sound, must be kept painted. First of all, this cantilever, fully extended, would never reach to the ground. It's still going to be about 5 to 8 feet off the ground, even at the ladder. So somebody cut that extension off of that thing, and this thing will not reach the ground. So I don't know what's going on here, but it looks like you come down a little bit and then you come down some ladder and jump to the ground. I don't know if this door was thrown in after the fact or what's going on. Number two is you got a lot of connections that have popped. Again, you're looking for original hardware or you're looking for evidence of maintenance, and everything on here is square head bolts. All these square heads is an indication that in the 50 to 75 years of this building, of the life of this fire escape, it's never been repaired. You've got tread issues on all the treads. You can still see all original hardware and rust in all the connections. You can also see on the weight box down here, you know, all the rust. This rust normally takes 50 to 75 years of growth, unchecked growth, for it to get to this point. The connections into the wall, so water's getting into the building, so all these connections and supports into the building are now compromised and need to be verified, either via load test or through another verification process. But you've got a fire escape here, including the ladder to the roof, that has not been maintained based on the visual that we have right now. Okay, so this fire escape here in, see if we can identify this location. We're near Washington and 21st. That's Washington and 21st down there. Let's take a look at this fire escape. And this fire escape over here, it looks like balconies that somebody used wood. So obviously wood is not an acceptable means. The building looks empty, but it looks like there might be some people living in there. I got some lamps and some shades and some stuff, so this might be inactive. But here's what it used to look like with the steel, not painted. So that fire escape, obviously every corner, every joint has been compromised, and you can see some blowouts already in a corner there. But then on the floor down below, we've got wood that somebody didn't want to fix it. They just used wood to basically wrap it. And then you got this fire escape down here that is back to the steel, and again showing all kinds of damage, maybe from roof, ice falling on it or something. So, and then there's no ladder to the ground, so the ladder kind of stops. So if a fireman was trying to fight this fire, basically the ladder stops right there at the middle and doesn't extend all the way to the ground. So right now there's no way for anybody to get off this corner of the building. Let's go down here, and again, these things happen on some of these older buildings, some of these abandoned buildings. They start doing things to them so that people stop breaking in. So, but that doesn't help the situation if somebody's living in the building. It doesn't help the firemen get onto the building in case there's a fire. So this one we already talked about. Let's take a look at this fire escape here. And a lot of times people will take things off a fire escape to stop people from breaking in. But you can cage the upper part of a fire escape by still keeping the staircase down below. So somebody removed the cantilever that used to be here, and you can see the evidence of the cantilever, pivot, stairs, looking for evidence of maintenance. So this is 50 to 75 years old, so we're supposed to see something other than these square head bolts. Those are 50 to 75 years old. The only way to guarantee those bolts is to load test it, or you can replace those in lieu of a load test, and you have a guaranteed certified repair. So all these rivets would have to be taken out, and all the rust on the treads, there would have to be taken out, and everything cleaned and scraped and painted. The connections into the wall, you see a lot of rusty tears coming out of the connections. That's an indication that water has gotten in there. So we got several problems on all these three fire escapes that we just talked about that would prohibit this fire escape from being load tested, and would need a full refurbishment in order to pass a fire escape certification in lieu of a load test. Otherwise, the only way to guarantee this fire escape, and again, you'd have to make repairs before you could load test it. You have to repair, then load test the fire escape in order to make it pass. Otherwise, you can refurbish the full fire escape in lieu of a load test. Any questions? Fire Escape Academy Inspector Manassas here, 800-649-3333. We're here in St. Louis, Missouri.